Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. Today I wanted to share a little bit of an update that I've been working on. This is a new tarot deck that I have been spending some time on over the last few weeks. This is a tarot deck that I've been working on this tarot deck for quite a few years, but only in the last few weeks have I decided to really make an effort to put it all together and finalize it. Now, this tarot deck is actually going to be a stenciled deck. So, as you can see, I made the lines rather thick. So, this is to enable when I put the paint over it, it's going to be stenciled. I'm going to cut out the stencils and then paint it. And of course, when the paint goes on it, sometimes it needs a bit of a strong, dark lines at the back to make it really work. So that's why the lines are quite thick. So this is the deck I've been working on. The major arcana is printed out for now. The rest, of course, I will be printing in the next few days. It's all ready to go. I just need to arrange it on the paper. So that's that one. And then I have this one, which is the remainder of the major arcana. And I just wanted to share this with you and let you know what I've been working on. So as I say, this is going to be a stenciled deck, completely stenciled. I'm going to be cutting out the stencils from the acetate, the plastic sheets, it's particularly made for stenciling. So I've got all the equipment to make that. So that's going to be my next project for the next couple of days, or weeks rather. And as you can tell from the faces here, it's quite heavily based on the Madenie deck. Let me show you. So this is the Pierre Madenie deck upon which this deck is primarily based on. So as you can see, I've drawn a lot of inspiration from the Madenie deck, including the bells and general expressions. You can see from the magician card here. I try to copy the facial expressions as much as possible, improved on a few things. For example, you can see here he seems to be holding some sort of a coin in his hand, and in this one I've kind of exaggerated it a bit, so make it a little bit more obvious that it's a coin. Let me just pick that up and let you see. So you can see it's more obvious there. And then of course with the papes, this is actually the first edition, test print, I should say. So there are some variations that I've included. For example, I've added the crosses over here in the other one. It'll be more visible. In fact, it will be visible in the new printed version, which I plan to do later this week. And so that's some of it. And I have made one significant change. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And this is the 21st card, the world. As you can see, I've made some rather drastic changes here. And I've updated the quote-unquote maiden in the wreath to make a more modern looking image. So it's not the old style. Let me just find that for you. So this is from the Madenie deck, and you can see the world card is a little bit more androgynous, which probably is technically the correct way to do it, because originally the world card would have been some sort of androgynine figure, you know, combining the four different elements combined into one, when the alchemical wedding, alchemical marriage of getting everything combined. So I decided to change it a bit. It's a little bit different. And if we see in the Conver deck, which I will show you, it's a little bit become a little bit more feminine. Where is it? Okay, it's the Conver deck. It's the Madenie and the Conver. Now this Madenie deck is actually from 1709, and the Conver deck is 1760. So this is at least 1 or 2 generations before this deck came out. So this is far more authentic. So, but I've incorporated more from the Nicolas Conver 1760 deck, make it a little bit more feminine, and so that's one of the major changes. Another significant change is the Devil card, which you can see that I have actually made it using elements from the Noble deck and from the Jean Dodal deck. So these are really, really old style decks, and you can tell that because they normally have the face in the belly of the devil. So I've incorporated those elements from those really old decks, the Jean Noble and the Jean Dodal, that dates back to the 1659, so 1700s. And I think the Jean Dodal is 1701, so it's pretty old. It's quite an old deck. So those are the 2 significant changes, the Devil and the World card. And of course, I'll be printing off the rest of them. So here's some of the coloring that I decided to do. Now, this was just a test, okay? This is not the finished product. This is just a sample to see if I get the colorations correct. And in some ways I succeeded, and in some ways I totally messed it up, which is fine because it's a learning experience. I try to copy the coloration from the Pierre Madenie deck, which is the more original one, 1709 version. So some of it came out okay, and again, this is just a test. So I have, you can see the yellow came out a little bit too strong, but I kind of corrected it later. I diluted it a little bit more, and you can see here in the Chariot, it's a lot better. You can see the dark lines more so than up here with the undiluted paint. I tried to color match the green. I didn't quite get it right at first, but as I say, it is a learning experience. I think the original color must have been a emerald green, so I'll work on that and see how that goes. And another thing that I need to improve and get the coloration right is this blue. Usually it's a very, very light blue. You can see so it's quite a distinct coloration difference. But of course, as I say, this is just a test, and I'll be working on that. So some of it is completed. I was thinking maybe to do the correct coloration on the improved deck. As I said, there's some changes made to some of them. This is just a test print and a test of painting it. And here is unfinished. This is just some of it, how it looks so far. And well, that's it. It's a project I got to work on. I've got to cut all the stencils and figure out a way to paint it in such a way that the paint goes onto the cards without too much texturing and without blocking some of the dark lines. As I said, I purposely made the lines really thick. This is on purpose so that I could, when I paint over it, it becomes a bit better. So anyway, that's it. This is the deck. Basically, in summary, it's a combination of the Nicolas Conver deck from 1760. The pip cards that will be mostly like this, based on that. So it's basically a combination between the Conver 1760 and the Pierre Madenie 1709. So pretty much you put these two decks in a blender, you're gonna get this deck. That was the thought process behind. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and looking forward to see you in a later video. Thank you and have a great day.